This is Janice White. She's a realtor at Century 21 Carioti over in Celebration, Florida. If you want to find more about her and what she's selling, go to premiumflproperties.com. I keep wanting to say Florida properties, but it's not. It's premiumflproperties.com. So as we keep going into the interview, Janice, you know, when you're talking to a new client and strategizing with him or her, you know, how do you kind of go on that first meeting? Do you talk about, you know, obviously the price range, where they want to live, but do you also talk about other things too, or what are those things that you speak about?
Sure. I mean, I will tell you, the dialogue has changed over the last 2 years. You know, when I'd meet a new client, I would find out a lot of my clients were second home buyers. They weren't necessarily buying a principal home to live in full time. But now most of my clients are all looking for primary residences. Basically need to find out, you know, the size of the home, if they have children, is you know, school districts something they want to discuss or find out more about. If they're looking for a single family, condo, townhomes, what areas, what things they like to do on their off time, so that I can try to find out, you know, areas such as Celebration. We have a lot of amenities that are free to the community. Well, not free, we pay through our HOA dues, but you know, they're there and readily available. So you know, those types of things. If they want a community with a pool versus a private pool, things like that, garages. And then obviously we get into, you know, the financials of, you know, what price point they want to be at. They've been qualified for a mortgage, so on and so forth.
So let's talk about that with the price points. What is the average price you're selling right now for a house?
Well, if you go into Orange County records, for single family homes, the mid-range is around $535 right now. But if you include condos and townhomes, we're in the $330, $340 range for average. It's gone up drastically. Are
you doing more townhomes and condos or houses?
I'm doing more single family homes right now. Yeah.
Makes sense when you said all these people are moving down too, so.
Looking for permanent residents. So they're looking for single family homes, and they're bringing their families with them. They're bringing their adult children. So they need some space.
So let's talk about this. You know, we saw recently that the mortgage rates actually went up. I believe they're up to 4 something now. You know, what is your take on that? With the mortgage rates going up, are we going to see an issue now with housing? Is this going to be kind of a collapse here? What is your opinion on this?
No, I don't believe so. And neither do the experts. I mean, it's going to slow things down. The Fed's going to hike them. I think it's a 0.25% each quarter. So it'll steady prices probably over the next year, maybe 18 months. But it's not going to create a drastic change. I mean, all indicators show that the market's going to continue with pricing where it's at, and maybe even going up a bit. But the mortgage rate will factor in and will slow things down a bit.
So what is going to happen to the people that lived in Florida, not the people that are moving down to Florida? These people, for most part, let's be realistic, are not working high-wage jobs. Most of the people are working at Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, hospitality jobs in general. I know a lot of those people are renting in general, but are they just knocked out of this right now? Because it seems like it's a middle class squeeze right now as far as even renting too.
Yes, it absolutely is. And I just got off the phone about an hour ago with a client that's basically thrown in the towel and said, I'm just going to rent. I'm going to continue to rent. You know, we've put in some offers, and the competition is steep. And if you're financing, you know, right now, well, it's always, cash has always been king, but there's a lot of buyers that are coming in with cash. And if you're a seller and you have, you know, multiple offers, I mean, it's been crazy. Some people are getting 15, 16, 17 offers on a property. And if that's the case, and you know, 3 or 4 of them are cash, you're going to look at those first. I mean, it's just the way it works. The tough thing is what I try to do with my clients is say, okay, well, your rent is going to be X amount. If you can find something to buy, you know, with the amount of money you're putting down, what's your monthly not going to be? And generally it is less for them to, you know, to buy, to purchase, because rents are going up and up and up.
What would you tell somebody that's, you know, they get, say, 2 offers? One is for cash, but it's a lower offer than one that's a mortgage.
Well, if as a listing agent, I always, when I get an offer, whether it's now or in the previous market, you know, I will contact the lender that that the buyer was pre-approved with, have a discussion with them, see how solid things are. The lenders are going to be pretty straightforward with you, and you know, let you know if they see any issues. Most of the time they say, don't worry, we're going to get this, you know, all the way through to close. You know, I like to give everybody an opportunity, but it's ultimately the seller's decision as to which offers to take.
You know, we hear a lot about shortages of houses, especially in the Orlando market. Can you give the audience a take on that? Is that really true? Is it really that bad, or is it getting better as far as there's not going to be a shortage? What's going on with all this?
Yeah, so no, there's definitely, our inventory levels are extremely low, lowest in my real estate career. I do not see it getting better in the very near future. The demand is high, and there's just people aren't wanting to sell because they don't know where to go. You know, I have people that are on the fence, and you know, people my age that are looking to retire, and they know it's a great time to sell, but they have no place to go.
Right.
You know?
Well, yeah, that's my thing is with inflation, gas prices, you know, so
Sure.
much turmoil in the world in general, COVID.
Right.
You know, if
No,
you sell your house, even if it's for a big number and you want
yeah.
to even downsize, you know, you may come out a little bit more on top, but how much are you really going to come out on top in general? So,
Well,
yeah, I agree with you.
if you're going to sell that big mansion and go get an RV, that works. But, you know, if you're looking for another home, I mean, the biggest issue right now is people are, you know, even if you're looking to downsize, it's the prices are so high that you've got to, any profit is going to have to go right into another property.
Yeah, it's really terrible what's going on, but we won't get into that. So we'll move on to the last few questions. You know, we've
Sure.
heard a lot about, and I don't know if it's so much in Celebration in Orlando, but we hear a lot of these new young millionaires, billionaires now using this cryptocurrency to buy houses. Do you have any dealings with that? Have you heard anything about that, or
I don't. You know, there's always new
fads?
ways of buying real estate that come up on the market, whether it's, you know, through discount brokerages or what have you. But, you know, purchasing a home is the biggest investment most people make in their lives. And they want to do it and make sure they know every step of the process, and to get the best outcome, they want guidance. So, you know, I'm not concerned that it's going to take a chunk out of the market.
Mhm.
You still need crypto on both sides of
Right.
the deal. I don't know what those numbers are, but I do know that they're working on different programs to allow people to start doing that. I'm just not concerned that it's going to take a chunk out of the market. I think that it's probably a viable option for people that are renting, or for people that own investment homes that
Yeah.
rent to vacationers on a short-term basis. It might be a good option for those people that manage their own portfolio of properties, but I don't think it's going to be the next big thing.
So I was told that Florida has the second highest foreclosure rate in the country. Why do you feel like that is? And apparently, I was going to say, how is it affecting the market? But apparently, it's not really affecting the market.
It's not actually. The numbers just came out last month, and we are now third.
Okay.
Yes, we're now third. You know, everybody wants to move to Florida, and again, even before these times, I mean, people were coming to Florida in droves because we don't have the state tax. People retire here for the weather, world-class entertainment. I mean, everybody wants to be here. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people will extend it to the limit. They'll buy the most expensive house they can afford. And then things like HOA fees go up, or their taxes go up, or insurance. I mean, gosh, when I moved here 20 something years ago for my home, I was paying like $600 a month for homeowners insurance. And now that's
Not
over
anymore.
double. It's over double.
Yeah,
It's
not
about
anymore.
it's about 3 times that now. So, that then there are issues, or, God forbid they have a job loss, or a partner loss for whatever reason, and they can't hold on to the home. That's where they get into the foreclosure issues.
Right. So let's end with this. We're not really close to 2023 yet, but we're not that far away either.
No,
I feel like now with this COVID, every day is the same day, and we're just I don't know. I'm still back in 20. In my mind, I want to be back in 2019, but
me too. Me too.
that's my mind. But regardless of that, so you feel like, as far as what are you, I guess I'll frame it this way. What are your predictions for the 2023 housing market?
Yeah. So we never had that crystal ball. If we
Right.
did, it wouldn't have been it. It would be a lot easier, but
Be a billionaire.
right on. So I don't see the market changing drastically. I think the only thing that would cause that to happen would be a full-on recession, or a bit of worse depression. The market is gonna steady. I think prices will even off. As the interest rates go up, prices will even out a bit. I don't see them going down drastically. This is the new norm, which is,
Yeah.
a little bit difficult, because right now I'm working with a lot of young homeowners, home buyers, first-time home buyers, and it's difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
for them to find affordable housing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm
Yeah.
we're all in this boat, and the millennial
Yeah.
generation is screwed. And I think the generation Gen Z is even screwed harder.
Yeah.
But again, that's another story for another day. People listening, this is Janice White. She is a realtor with Century 21 Carioti over in Celebration, Florida. If you want to find more about Janice, it's www.premiumflproperties.com. Janice, thanks so much for coming on here and giving out your insight. And we hope to have you on again sometime down the road. I think it's important for the millennial listeners, and we do have some older viewers too, which I'm thankful for. that listen to this, and they want to know what's going on in this housing market that's kind of insane and all over the place. So you've given us a lot of insight. I'm grateful to you, and like I said, hopefully we can have you on again.
I would love that, Rob. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.